$834, I was blessed to see 7 cities in the country of Turkey. In this video, we're going to talk about accommodations, transportation, getting from city to city, and activities that I did in Turkey for 3 weeks. We're just going to jump straight into Istanbul. This city is magnificent. 20 million plus people live in this city, and this city straddles between being in Europe and being in Asia, 2 continents. So day one, the first thing I did was I went to Sultanate Square, and it is so beautiful. And that's actually the neighborhood I was staying in, Sultanate neighborhood, very historic neighborhood that if you're going to go to Istanbul, if you're going to stay in Istanbul, that's where I recommend, because it's around all the beautiful ancient mosque. I went to the Blue Mosque, and it was so beautiful inside. Sadly though, there was construction going on, so it took away from, how beautiful and surreal the place is. And right across the street from the Blue Mosque is Hagia Sophia. So this is how you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone on just day one in Istanbul. And this place was so beautiful. It used to be a Christian church during the Byzantine Empire, and when the Ottoman Empire took over, it changed over, and it was turned into a mosque, and it's very beautiful inside. I've been to a lot of churches, mosques, and Hagia Sophia is really up there. I went across the street and I went to Sultan Haman's tomb. Right across from the Blue Mosque is this place for the first sultan of the Ottoman Empire. They draped all the coffins in this beautiful fabric. It's very beautiful inside. Like, you have to go and see that place. And that was day one. I kept it very chill. I'm telling y'all right now, make sure you wake up at 5:30 a.m. in the morning.
Let's just take a moment. Like, look how beautiful the Blue Mosque is behind me, and then Hagia Sophia, like, just so beautiful. So major key, when you come to Istanbul, make sure you get up at 5:30 in the morning, because it's 5:55 and there's no one out here right now. Like,
wait till 7:30 a.m. There's gonna be at least 500 to 1,000 people. Day 2, I went to the Sultan's Palace.
This place is so beautiful. The first time I've been in a palace like this, where there's just, it's not a European castle, it's not a European palace, it's different.
I don't know how to pronounce, so we'll put it right here. If you want to see the harem, that was an extra 100. That was an extra 100 Turkish lira. After I left the palace, I did go to Basilica Cistern, and it's underground with all these different pillars, and it's very beautiful. And the price was 190 Turkish lira. I did go to the Grand Bazaar, where you can buy a ton of different stuff. This market is so cute. Istanbul transportation costs $40 for the bus ride from Istanbul to Selçuk. For accommodations, I stayed at a Goro hostel, and it was $14.52 a night. So I spent a total of $58.08 to stay there. Bus journey from Istanbul to Selçuk was about 9.5 hours. I didn't know this, but whenever you're on a bus that long in Turkey, the bus driver is going to stop somewhere, and they're going to eat their food somewhere. So when you see the bus driver get off, if you don't know how to speak Turkish and you see a bunch of people get off, get food, and have your eyes to where you can see the bus driver. So when you see the bus driver put their food in the trash, you finish your food really quickly and you hop on the bus, because they will leave you. I've seen people almost get left until we've stopped the bus driver. And also, they do have bus attendants. Yes, bus attendants like flight attendants. They push little dollies down the aisle on the bus. You can get snacks. Selçuk, I was there for 4 days, and I stayed at this hostel called Ephesus Hostel.
Definitely one of my favorite hostels, Ephesus Hostel. If you're coming to Selçuk, you need to stay here.
I appreciate that. I will be always here for you guys, so I'm waiting for you.
Day 1, I went and saw the city of Ephesus.
One of the most well-preserved ancient Roman cities, but they're still doing digging here, a lot of digging, a lot of rocks.
I saw the Library of Celsus, the 3rd largest library in the world during its ancient times.
This is where the first pieces of paper were bound together, bind it together, creating the first book in human civilization.
While I was there, I saw the ancient theater, which could hold over 20,000 people.
It's so hard to just fathom the ancient world looking like this, and all these people just sitting here.
I saw the terrace houses of Ephesus, and they were very beautiful. There was artwork on the walls, and this is the rich neighborhood in the city of Ephesus back in its heyday. I didn't know this, but you can see the house of Mary.
Apparently this is the Virgin Mary, Jesus' mother, yes. Her last home before she died.
Day 2, I decided to leave the city of Selçuk and I went to the city of Pamukkale, and I went there to see the cotton candy castle. It's beautiful, breathtaking, this limestone that is white, and they have all these waters, and it's just very beautiful. But the only thing is, it's going to be crowded.
Here, make sure you do not stop right here at the first pool, because it's definitely going to be a tourist trap. Keep walking and you'll find some empty pools.
The total price of the tour was 61 euros, and it's about 3.5-4 hours from Selçuk, so it was a long journey. But when you go to Hierapolis, the only thing there that's still really intact is the amphitheater, and the amphitheater is very beautiful, just like the one in Ephesus. But that was all that Hierapolis really had as their main, like, bam, this is why you should come see Hierapolis. Today I only spent one night there because that was my layover, I guess you could say, before I went to the next big thing. So Uludeniz, I did nothing in but catch a boat ride.
So I was trying to find the cheapest way to get to Butterfly Island, and I found it, and it's right there behind me. $11 one-way trip to get there.
And once I got to Butterfly Valley, I spent 4 days there. This was like a cool hostel digital nomadic place, and you can stay right on the beach.
This is going to be my home for the next 3 nights. This is the basic tent you can actually get here. It comes with your own little sheet. You get a blanket, you get a pillow, and then you get all this space for your luggage. For $28, this is literally my view whenever I wake up in the morning.
Just Butterfly Valley is just so unique because with $28.15, they include breakfast and dinner. When you wake up in the morning, there is no one else on the beach. It's just you if you wake up early enough. After I left Butterfly Valley, it was very sad, but I went back to Uludeniz, caught a taxi really quickly. I was sweating, and I caught a taxi back to Fethiye. From Fethiye, I went to Antalya. In Antalya, this was my chill time to where I just worked on videos. I only went out to get drinks and to eat, and that was pretty much it. So going to Göreme Cappadocia, I spent 6 days there. And this is where the beautiful, stunning hot air balloons rise in the morning, but we'll get to that later. So just stay and wait. The first thing I did, so day 1, I went to the Göreme Open Air Museum, and this is where I saw the stunning rock formations, the caves that the people of Göreme used to live in.
So we're in one of the churches here in Cappadocia, and it is so beautiful. The fact that there's churches inside these caves and painted frescoes, they're so beautiful. You definitely need to come here.
So Göreme Open Air Museum, when I got there, I paid a tour guide. It was, I want to say, $30 for an hour. And I did that because when I'm in a place and I know nothing about it, and it's just so rich in history, why not pay for a tour guide? So that's what I did. And he told me a lot about the Open Air Museum, the dark church.
Where you go in the Cappadocia, if you see small holes like this, that is 100% pigeons' nests.
I recommend doing that on day 1. Day 2, I signed up for the green tour. There's 2 different tours, the red tour and the green tour. I chose the green tour. It was $30, and they take you to all these places with a van. And I want to say the trip was about 7 or 8 hours. So the first thing we went to was the panorama of Göreme. So we saw wide open landscape of Göreme. It was stunning. Then we went to an underground city. It was so beautiful, and it was cold underground. It felt good. I can see why they want to live underground. And it was just crazy that these tunnels were just made perfectly to where if someone invaded that underground city, it was so narrow and small that you could not send an entire army down there. And if you tried, there was booby traps laid, and you only could go down. You could only go one by one throughout the underground city. So these people were highly intelligent. So after the underground city, we went to Uhalad Valley, and that valley was very beautiful, just breathtaking. The next place we went to was Pigeon Valley, and it's named this because there's a lot of pigeons there. We went to the Selime Monastery, and I did not expect this place to be so beautiful.
Made it to Selime here, and honestly, it is beautiful, this monastery, and the fact that monks used to live here, sip on wine, think about life, and just relax and take it all in. This place is so beautiful. And yeah, you're hearing the call to prayer right now. Yes, I'm in TÜRKIYE. Cappadocia is truly a wonder for the world. Like, just look at this. Can't believe monks used to live here. This is on a whole nother level. If you're tired of traveling Western Europe, come to TÜRKIYE.
Göreme is the adventure place in Turkey. This is the place you need to spend 5 days or more. Day four was my last day that I did anything, and I took a hot air balloon ride, and that hot air balloon ride was $250. Was it worth it? Yes and no. Why was it not worth it? Because if I would have booked my ticket 2 or 3 months out, I could have paid $200, maybe $179. So if you're going to do the hot air balloon ride, book your hot air balloon ride 3 to 4 months. Book your hot air balloon ride as early as you can. But they did pick me up from my hostel, and they gave us a bag in the morning. It was early in the morning. But they gave us fruits, snacks, and they gave us a drink. Well, they gave us water. Hot air balloon ride was so breathtaking. And after the hot air balloon ride, we toasted with not champagne because they can't do that anymore, but with some bubbly.
Take it juice, that one is cherry juice, but it's non-alcohol. It's forbidden for the alcohol. Civil aviation, it's forbidden.
Literally got a flight certificate saying I actually flew here. Should you fly in a hot air balloon here in Cappadocia? The answer is going to be yes. 100% worth it. Seeing the valleys from above, seeing Cappadocia from above, once in a lifetime opportunity. And for once in life, I don't feel like I wasted money.
So looking at Göreme Cappadocia, this hostel was so beautiful. They had a balcony, and this was the best hostel in Turkey. It probably my number 2 hostel so far I've stayed at in the world. And they were just so clean there. They cleaned the bathrooms at least 3 times a day. And the owner, he was so nice. I sat there and drank some chai. That's tea. I drank some chai with him that he made with another guest, and we just drank chai for like 30 minutes. I had like 3 chais with him, and it was very beautiful. What you really look for when you're traveling the world, connecting with a local there, drinking chai, talking with them, is very, very beautiful. Total price of spending 3 weeks in Turkey was $834.44. Transportation, $157.22. Accommodations, $301.69 for 3 weeks in Turkey. Activities, $375.53. And the only reason that's boosted is because I spent $250 on a hot air balloon ride, which it was worth it. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. Before you say you cannot travel somewhere in the world, think about staying at hostels. $9.19 for one night in a hostel compared to $100 or $150 in a hotel, just breathtaking. Seeing Turkey for 3 weeks was worth it. Taking the bus, it was just honestly beautiful. So you can travel to just like this. It probably would have been $600 or less if I would not have paid for that hot air balloon ride.